Hi everybody, welcome to episode 26 of the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I am your host Bobby and I am coming to you from New Brunswick, Canada. Today is April the 15th, 2018. I want to first welcome any new viewers who may be tuning into the podcast for the very first time. Welcome. And to all returning viewers, welcome back. This is a podcast primarily about knitting, but the odd time I do have some crochet stuff to show, and spinning and sewing, although those haven't been happening of late, but hopefully in the near future I want to get back into a little bit of both of those, so hopefully you guys will see some of that in the near future if that's something that you're interested in. But for right now, it's mostly knitting and crochet. So anyways, I hope everybody has had an awesome couple of weeks. I didn't record last week just because things got too crazy around here and I didn't bother. So here I am this week. I do have quite a bit to share with you guys. So yeah, I guess first I'm going to just start off with a little bit of chatter. It was a relatively great week. It was nice and sunny. We're definitely getting springtime here in the Maritimes, which I am happy about. And we've gone on some little walks, me and Kaylee, and I actually shouldn't say little because the other day we went on like a 10-kilometer walk, which was kind of funny because the bug almost killed me for that one, but we went for a short little walk and it was to get yarn of all things. I mean, totally worth it, right? So anyway, we did that. It was pretty nice. Yesterday was another awesome day. Speed Sport is a car show that happens here in Moncton, New Brunswick every spring. And Mia and my boyfriend went there yesterday. And I had the great pleasure of meeting Chad Lindbergh, who is Jessie on the very first Fast and Furious. So I was super excited about that. I got to talk with him and get his autograph and a picture with him. He is just the most amazing person ever. My life is complete now. He's truly a wonderful guy. He's very down to earth, and he actually started almost a half an hour earlier than he was supposed to. So yeah, it was a wonderful time and experience. Got to check out the car show, and saw a couple friends and family there. Also got to see Ryback. He's a wrestler. There was a couple of celebrity appearances there, but Ryback, I do know him because I used to watch wrestling quite a lot. I don't watch it anymore, but I do know who he is, and I quite liked him. So I got to have an autograph with him too and a picture, so that was awesome. So overall, yesterday was a very cool day. It was very awesome. We got home and we were at the car show with a friend of ours, and he came over to our house, and it was so funny because he has a little Shih Tzu dog and his name is Patches, and he's the sweetest doggy ever. So cute. So he came in the house, and we were having a hoot because our cat Rami, she became so territorial. She is such a sweetheart. She does have her moments where she skitzes out, but yeah, she got so territorial. Her back was just like clenched up, and she's hissing, and oh my god, this poor puppy didn't know what to do. He was hiding behind my chair and hiding behind everybody. It was so funny. We eventually had to put her in the back room because she was starting to get too feisty there. She was starting to stalk him. So we want a puppy, but I don't know. Oh my gosh, that was something else. So anyways, we had a fun time. It was a great week, so yeah. So anyways, that was my week. I guess I will do a little bit of administration news here while we're still talking. I did the subscriber giveaway last week here on YouTube, and I announced the winner. I still haven't heard back from the winner yet. That was drawn for the grand prize. So if you are watching, you will have to contact me. I will have it open for another week for you to contact me. I'll give you that grace period just in case you haven't watched the previous episode or realized you're a winner. I did reply to your comment to let you know that you won, but I will give you that grace period. So if the winner hasn't contacted me by next week, then next episode or next podcast, I will unfortunately have to draw for a new winner. Just to make it fair, I want there to be a winner, so yeah. If you are watching this, please do send me that email, or even just comment on one of the videos, it's fine. So episode 22, where the giveaway was announced, or here on this episode, it doesn't matter, but either way, please contact me with your mailing address so I can get it out. If you do not, though, I will unfortunately have to draw for a new winner, so I'm just throwing that out there. Anyways, that's pretty much all for administration, so now I'm going to go on into what the real fun is all about, and it's about the knitting. So I'm going to start off with the most exciting one. I have a couple finished objects to share with you guys this week. And the first one I'm actually wearing, which I don't think you guys can see too well, but yeah, it's my Adaline shawl by the Sweaterbabe. And I did show this to you guys finished already, but we had to reblock it. When we put it out, we just put it out on the blocking mats and gave it a spray, and it didn't really set well. The cast off edge was rolling really bad, so it needed to be washed and blocked. So we washed it in the soak, and I got Kaylee to do it because I can't get down on the floor obviously, and she blocked it out aggressively for me, and here it is in all its beautiful glory. Look at that lace, you guys. It opened up so much. The single ply yarn is just so beautiful. I really enjoy working with it, and I think it creates a beautiful fabric as well. But there it is, and I'm totally in love with this color. If I can ever get my hands on it again, I definitely would. This is Lichen and Lace, and it's in her Water Lily colorway. And as I said, it is a single ply. And it is so beautiful. It's merino wool superwash. And it is beautiful, guys. I am in love with it. The only thing, and I think I spoke on this before, that I wish was different about it was the lace. I am about a half a repeat short of how many sections there should have been, and that was because I ran out of yarn. Yeah. So I wish that I would have had enough yarn to finish, but that's okay. I will probably do this shawl again because I do love it. So if I do, then I can just get the proper amount of yardage this time and actually have the full shawl. The great thing that I love about it is that once you get the garter section done and you do start this lace, the lace is easy. It's not hard at all. It's an 8-row repeat. And the thing that I love about it is that you can continue doing the 8-row repeats until your yarn runs out. It is a fingering weight shawl, but you can continue until your yarn runs out. So you can extend this lace section as far as you wish to. So yeah, I really love it. So I think it's an awesome pattern. It's very well written, I find, and yeah, I just loved everything about it. So that's my main finished object, which I'm super excited about because it's officially my first shawl. So yeah, it is nice and warm, it's nice and cozy. I must admit that it's been done for the 2 weeks now, but I haven't worn it just because I wanted you guys to see it on the podcast before I accidentally got it dirty or something. Who knows with me. So I haven't had the opportunity to really go outside and wear it and stuff, but I think it will be nice and warm because it feels nice. So anyways, that was the Adaline shawl by the Sweaterbabe, which is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. So moving on, I got another one. I finished my Kobuk hat by Caitlin Hunter. This is another paid for pattern on Ravelry, and it is this gorgeous hat. I chose to do the child size, and I am using just yarn out of my stash. So this is some Burnett satin in the Plum Mist colorway. So it's just 100% acrylic yarn. I definitely would love to do this hat. This is a worsted yarn. The pattern calls for a DK weight, and you strand that with one strand of mohair. So I would love to get a nice superwash merino and mohair and put them together and make this hat again, because I think it would look even nicer. But overall, I'm happy with this one. You can see the beautiful twisted rib down here, creating these beautiful peaks. And then we got some seed stitch, and then coming up into the body of the hat, we have these random baubles all the way around. It's just a very beautiful hat. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. Again, this is the child size hat. It comes in child, small adult, and large adult, so very nice. And this is again the Kobuk hat by Caitlin Hunter. And moving on into a couple more hats that I have finished this week. I've been continuing a little bit on my kick of doing crocheted hats. I made another one here. This is the same Burnett satin as the Kobuk hat in the Plum Mist colorway. I had some left over, so I just did another beanie half double crochet, and then I did the front and back post ribbing for the bottom. And then I used the same large flower as I did on my other hats, which is the large crochet flower by Cottage Designs, which is a free pattern. And I just did a yellow center, did a contrasting purple, and this is some taupey brown that I had left over. All scraps that I'm just trying to use up, and yeah. So made this cute little hat. And then I finished this one. You guys saw this one on the last podcast. I just wasn't finished with it. And this is going to probably be a preemie one. It's just half double crochet, front and back post ribbing again. Same flower. This one here, one of the reasons why it turned out so small, this hat I did on a 5mm crochet hook. Try to get knitting brain off here. This one I did on a 4mm crochet hook because this is a fingering weight yarn. This is leftovers of my Knit Picks Hawthorn Blueberry Speckle. And again, I've noted this before, this is not bright green, it's turquoise, but okay. The flower, it's actually all one yarn. I used some scraps that I had left over, Knit Picks Felici sock yarn in the Captain Nemo colorway. So it just variated through some of those purples, and it ended off in that pretty aqua teal color, which, like I said, is looking green here, but it really isn't. So You can check out my Instagram. I will take pictures of this hat and you can see the true colors, but it is what it is, right? So anyways, super cute hat. This will be saved and go to the Habitat for Humanity. So those are my finished objects for this week. I'm going to move on now to works in progress. I have a little bit of sock progress and definitely lots of shawl progress, and I'm so excited about those. This is really the year of the shawl. I know I said shawl and sweater, but my poor sweater is still just sitting in its basket, just waiting for me to pick it up and touch it. And yeah, summer is going to be come and gone, and it's probably still going to be in the same place. Winter project, yes. Because my brain's just on shawls.
With the rest of the socks.
With the rest of the socks. Yeah, socks have been on a back burner too. I don't know, guys. I love knitting socks, you know that. But lately, and I'm going to put it on the Stitchin' Sisters, they are just coming out with so many beautiful shawls lately, and I watch their podcast, and that's all I want to knit is shawls. So I'm putting it on you guys. So anyways, moving on. The first thing I'm going to share with you is my sock. I actually got some work done, and these are March socks too, so that shows you how far behind I am. I have it housed in my cute little koala bag, which I love using for socks because it's like the perfect size, and it's got the drawstring. This bag is made by Erin, Gimme Yarn 418 here on YouTube. She does have a podcast as well where she shares her knitting and crocheting and sewing. So do check her out. I believe her podcast is called Thank God It's Finished, if I remember correctly. But it's Erin Gimme Yarn 418 for sure. And if you want one of her beautiful project bags, she does have a shop on Etsy, Poor Girl Project Bags. So do check her out. She's got some beautiful new ones, and they're really nice. So do check them out. So anyways, here is my Cyril sock. Still not sure how to pronounce that correctly. It's by Danielle George, or Danny of Littlebobbins podcast here on YouTube. So I'm just going to get it out of the cozy here. So last time I showed you guys this, I think I just had the ribbing done, if I remember, like the cuff. So now I have the leg all finished, and I did the heel flap and gusset. I just have finished the decreases for the gusset here. So yeah, that's what I have done on that one so far, and I am totally loving this pattern. It is so fun and it's so easy and mindless. Just am in love with it, and I also am in love with this yarn too. It's so pretty. This is the Knit Picks Hawthorne in the Newport colorway. Just get the ball out here. It's kind of squashed up now, but it's being totally washed out, but it's just a beautiful tonal chocolatey brown. It's so pretty. So I'm really loving that, really enjoying that. So I just haven't really felt like working on socks, like I said. I don't know, it's weird. But anyways, hopefully I can get some more work done on these. I will admit, the only reason why this got loved this week is because it was card knitting for me. So, oh well. It is what it is, right guys? So anyway, that's my Cyril sock by Danielle George. Do check it out. This is part of her Vintage Love Story collection, and it has a beautiful story behind it. So do check it out. This is Danielle's second released pattern on Ravelry. She has a third one that she had just come out with not too long ago, and it matches up with this one. It's the Rita socks, which is part of her Love Story collection as well. So do head over and check her out. She's an awesome designer, and she also has a wonderful podcast, so I highly recommend it if you do not know. So anyways, there's my socks. The next thing I'm going to share with you guys is my Jamie shawl. This has gotten some love from me. I finished this shawl, the Adaline, and I just wanted to start back working on this one because, yeah, like I said, it's all about the shawls. So just gonna get my tail through here. So anyways, while I'm doing this, this is the Jamie shawl by Cozyupdesigns, or the Cozyupwiththestitchinsisters podcast. So this is my Jamie shawl. I have gotten some more progress done on it from last time. As you guys can tell, it has grown significantly. So, from where I was last time, I can't quite remember. I think I had finished the bauble section, which is there. And then I have completed the garter ridges, this beautiful eyelet. You do some more garter, and now I'm back down to this textured section here. So I'm halfway through the textured section now. I have another repeat of it to go. You guys can see it a little better like that. So I have one more repeat of this to go, and then I think I have some more stockinette coming up, and I might have another section of texture. I can't quite remember. But then I have some more seed stitch to do the border, and then I get to do an I-cord bind off, and she will be finished. So I am super excited. I am really happy because it's turning out really big, and I enjoy that. I do like the small shawls like this, but I'm really looking forward to having a big one. So for this, I am using Cascade 220, and it is a worsted weight yarn. And I'm using the Sparrow colorway. It's the Cascade 220 Heathers in the Sparrow colorway. And that is pretty much true to color. So beautiful. And the one thing that I'm really loving about it is this, the spine of the shawl here. I love how they've done it because it's like a twisted stitch that you're doing, and it just makes that spine really like pop out, and it's just so beautiful. I am loving it. And I got my fancy little stitch markers on here. These stitch markers here, I believe, are from oh gosh, something like polka dots and ladybugs. Can't quite remember. I will try to remember to put it down in the description box below. I can't quite remember now. I'm sorry guys, but yeah, I just got those to mark my start of my spine here. So anyways, that's what I have done so far. I've used 2 cakes of yarn so far. This is what I have left of the second cake, and I have one more to go. That'll be my third. So I don't know if I'll be using the whole thing. It doesn't matter, but yeah, that's what I've gotten done so far. So if I can continue not getting distracted, maybe have this done for next episode, which is what I'm hoping. So yeah, totally loving it. And the needles that I'm using for this are my Knitter's Pride Zings, and it's the 6.5 millimeter. And I am still in love with these needles. They are my favorite. totally love it. So that's another thing I've been working on. Now, if you follow the Stitchin' Sisters, you will know that they actually have a knit-along that's happening. So any of the sister shawls that you make, you can enter it in their Ravelry group, and you will be entered in for their knit-along. So it's for a whole year long, just in case you're not aware. It does not include the sister shawl. It is any of the named sisters. So this is the Jamie shawl, which was released. The other released pattern is the Katie shawl. And the Chrissy shawl, they just showed that on their latest podcast this week, and it is gorgeous. I'm definitely doing that one. That's coming out by May, and then there's still the Sarah shawl. So any of those shawls, you can do them. You can do as many as you want to and enter it into their knit-along, and at the end of the year, I believe they will be drawing prizes too. So do follow them if you're not aware of who they are, and definitely check out their patterns because they are amazing, they're beautiful, and I really love the way that they write them up too. They're very well written. They're super easy to follow, and yes, they are definitely awesome patterns. So do check them out. Moving on, I have one more thing to share with you guys. This one is housed in just a project bag that I sewed up. This is just a basic zippered bag, nothing fancy. Just picked up some fabric at a local store, and just trying my hand at making some bags just for myself. It is lined inside. I messed up. I was supposed to do like hide that raw edge, but I placed my zipper wrong, and I was like, I don't care, it's for myself. So I just want to work on my sewing a bit more. I used to do it before, but apparently I've lost my touch, so gotta work on that. Anywho, I have a new cast on this week, and I am super excited about this one. So, I am continuing on with my love of shawls, and I've been wanting to cast one on, and I have a couple in my queue, and I was going back and forth as to which one do I want to cast on. So, of course, I had to pick one of Joji's patterns, and the Suburban shawl, or the Suburban wrap, sorry, just came out recently, and that one just keeps grabbing my attention. I love the wrap style, and yeah, I just wanted to cast it on. So I'm going to go over my yarns first before I get started and show you. So it is a 3-color shawl, fingering weight, and my 3 colors that I have chosen are the Knit Pick Stroll Fingering and the Basalt Heather colorway. I'll show that to you guys because I don't think I'm pronouncing it correctly. But anyways, it is a 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon, and it's 231 yards per ball because they're only 50-gram balls. So I have 2 of these. And here is the cake. It's this beautiful taupey brown, and it has like flecks of red in it. It is so pretty. So pretty. So there's that one. And then my second color I have with me, is Barnyard Knits. And this is her Rosebud colorway. Now I don't know what the bases are just because they're not marked on the card here. But this one is a 70% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and it is a 2-ply. I didn't realize that at first. And then this one is also Barnyard Knits, and this is the Grasshopper colorway. And this is a 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon. So, let's see if I can do this. Those are my 3 colors that I'm going to use. And this is what I have so far. I'm just going to get it untangled. I think I casted this one on last week, if I remember correctly. So I got the first section done here, which is just a little bit of ribbing. And now I am up into this beautiful lace pattern. So this lace pattern, I would say is easy to do, but I think you would definitely have to sit in front of it. At least I have to sit in front of it. Like I said, it's not hard, but I definitely need my concentration to do it. But it is totally worth it in the end, because, I mean, look at that, guys. That is so pretty. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what this is going to look like finished, because, yeah, it's gorgeous. And I love how soft this yarn is, too. This is the Knit Picks one. So, I'm halfway through this section of lace. I have to do one more section of this, and then I move on into, I believe, a new color and the next section. So, yeah. I have no date on when I want this to be completed. I'm just working at it when I choose to, and just really enjoy it, because it looks like it's going to be a really fun knit, and it will be a definite beautiful wrap when it's done. And then my stitch markers, I just got my little kitty cats on here just to mark my center, because if you are familiar with this wrap, as you can tell here, where the spine is here, it's all coming up like a peak. That's because it's kind of got like this chevron type style to it, like the whole shawl. It is a wrap, but it comes up kind of like a chevron in the middle. So yeah, it's just stunning, guys. And I decided that was the one that I needed to do. So this is what I have so far. Not very, very far on it, but I haven't really found a day this week where I could really sit down with my concentration and work on it, so sadly I haven't, but that's okay. Like I said, when it gets done, it gets done. I'm not in no rush. I just want to enjoy the process of it. So, just put everything back in the bag here. So that was the Suburban wrap by Jorge Locatelli. Jorge just came out with another gorgeous pattern. Gosh, I can't remember now what it's called. It's something fade. It is another wrap style shawl, and it like the ends start off in a darker color, and then you're gradiating in towards the center to a lighter color. I do believe it's a 4, so you're going to need about 2,000 yards of yarn for it, but it's a totally beautiful shawl, and that one is going to be in my favorites in my queue. Definitely won't be doing that one soon, but probably in the future. It's beautiful. So I'm not sure if it's still going on, but it is her birthday week, so the pattern is up for 20% off the purchase price. And I don't know when it's starting, but Jorge's also doing a knit along for that shawl as well. So head over to her channel. She's got Jorge's journal, and you can check out there, and her Instagram. She has all that info there, so do check it out if that's something that you're interested in, because it's beautiful. So anyways, I think I've babbled on long enough now. I hope to see you guys next week. I will try my hardest to get a podcast out. I do apologize. Last week, I know that my video should have gone up by at least Monday. That's what I try to do. I try to record on the weekend and get it out by Monday. But we live here in rural New Brunswick, and we do have high-speed internet, but it's not the greatest. So if we have bad weather or overcast days, something like that, our internet will cut in and out, and when it does that, it knocks the upload out. So it took us a couple days to finally get it uploaded, so I do apologize for the lateness of it, but hopefully this one will go up before Monday, and you guys can see it, and then I will try to get one out for you next week, because I do want to do it weekly, but sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. So yeah, anyways, you can check below in the description box for all the show notes, and I will have listed all the patterns I mentioned here today and the designers. If you wish to follow me on social media, I have Instagram. You can find me as Inspired Knitting Podcast, and you can find me on Ravelry as X Country Girl 1986X. Sorry. I also have a group now on Ravelry for the podcast, Inspired Knitting Podcast group. And there is a form open where you can just pop in and introduce yourself and say hello. I think there is even a thread for finished objects or what you're working on. So if you would like to share what you're working on, you're more than welcome to. I'd love to see it. And I also have like a form every week where I put show notes in as well for what I talked about. So do check that out if you're interested. If you want to reach out to me, you can do so via Ravelry or email at sweetcomfortdesigns@gmail.com. I had a lovely viewer reach out to me last week and left a beautiful note, and it was really nice hearing from you. So hello. Yeah, I just love hearing from you guys, so don't be shy. I love it. So anyways, have a great week. Check below for all the links like I said, and if you like the podcast, do comment, like, and subscribe. So until next week, guys, have a great one and happy knitting!